how I feel when only person who can stop you is the man in the mirror. When you look down at your wrists and you see money. When you look at your shoes and you see money. When that scarf on your neck means money.
This is Zip Squad, bitch.
Burberry scars, shrimp and Perry on. Living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports cars, silk massage, menage a trois. Yes, I've been a boss. Burberry scars, shrimp and Perry on. Living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports cars, silk massage, menage a trois.
There we are.
There it is. First and foremost, I'm gonna let that ride for a minute. Shout out to the only rapper who ever used my name in his lyrics, Scorsese Lord Jones. Please go to insubordinaterecords.com. Check out more of his catalog. Get your shit today. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the Bloodline Entertainment Network. Welcome to what's left of Top Rope Wrestling Talk this week. And most important,
welcome to the party, pal.
and the man spitting these bars at you is me. Yes, me, not DDP, but the first champ in Bloodline history. I am the lunatic, your friendly neighborhood psycho, the notorious D.O. Oh,
Nice.
fucking go.
That's dope.
And joining me tonight is he is badass, but he is also low class.
Low class. I got one thing to say. I hate the WWE.
Wow. And he is
What's up,
starting
Dom?
off firing shots. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one half of the Universal Wrestling Podcast, the host of Game Night with the Bloodline, a man who used to do a sports show with me and actually has put up with me for quite a long time, the one, the only, Nick, a.k.a.
There we
Low
go.
Class.
We love you, Bruce.
We love you so much.
See you
High
soon,
Class.
buddy.
Get
Do
some,
what you
oh.
got to do. We love
yeah, he had some personal matters to take care of, so he had a dip this week. And shortly before we got on, Wendy lost her power. So maybe she'll be back. Maybe she'll kind of pull money in the bank and run cash in her case. Maybe she won't. I don't know. We're going to find out together, folks. But
Yeah.
we're back. It's good to see you. It's good
Yes.
to see all these people
Back
in the
to
live
back nights,
chat
baby.
already. God damn. I'm going to stop the whole thing to give shout outs because I'm not used to this kind of what's going on streets.
It's because low class is here. No, I'm kidding.
Low class brings ratings. It's that simple. It's so good to see you, homie. Shout out to you and Roto Slappers, everything you do. And of course, what would our bloodline be without taking a moment to acknowledge our tribal chief of podcasting, Devin? What is good, homie? And Graydon, I see that snide ass comment, but the other guy is the only one that showed up. Pay attention to that. Okay. I can see it even through the glasses. Okay.
There we go, baby.
Oh, haters gonna hate. That's all I'm saying. But you know who doesn't hate? Justin doesn't hate. The
There we
official
go.
stat boy of UW Pod, who had the late stream last week. Yesterday. Please
yeah.
check that out when we're done here. If you haven't, right here on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. And in the promotion, and in the spirit of promote. Don't forget later, like it's 12:15. We have Gaming with the Bloodline. The one and only Tribal Chief plays Destiny 2. So go to Twitch after midnight, catch him too. And we got another victorious member of Team Sycho in the building. What's
There we
happening?
go.
My queen.
Yes, sir.
That's the same intro, girl. We will
I was about to say.
never.
Is it? Really?
And Devin is dying over low class. Maybe Nick needs to put that shit back on.
No, I was sweating like a mofo, man.
Yeah, dude, it's hot. I don't
You
even
know how he does it every week.
It's part of him, man. He's out here in this Florida heat working 14-hour days, man.
Yeah.
He used to it.
Florida man.
Low class. Everybody's loving low class. Even TK.
Yes.
Shout out to the banger. And I mean banger of podcast.
That's in Spanish. Los class.
Low class, yes. Or low class, as he said.
Or low class. Okay.
No, we will salute you forever, Justin. You're not only their stat boy, you're the man that nicknamed me the notorious DIM or DOM. I can't spell now. I'm talking too much.
Well, I'm actually paying Justin because I know I'm going to make a mistake tonight. So I asked him to join us tonight.
Oh, cool. If we get
Just
stuck,
in case,
I wish I had the video. I don't. But
yeah, we play that more than we talk.
The silent assassin. What's going on, Dylan?
There he is. What's up, brother?
Streets just caught up and saw Nick. Now he's dead.
Streets. There he is.
Oh, my devious brother,
There he
Ivan.
is. Cheers to you, brother.
Circle of Debate Sunday. Be there, y'all. I'm just saying, what's happening, homie? Love you. Glad to see you as always. Low Class is a new character that should have his own segment. Well, it came out saying I hate WWE. I think we got to expand on that. But
Yeah.
We'll see. Okay. Caught up on chats. That was insane. I wanna kick this show off kind of in a way that the Universal Wrestling Podcast did, because I guess great minds. But if you saw AEW Collision, it was a damn good show, and the House of Black defended the trios titles against Acclaimed. The Acclaimed, and of course, Daddy Ass. And poor Daddy got knocked the fuck out with a kick and pinned. Yeah. And as soon as he came to, he started ripping his boots off. He left him in the ring and he stormed off. And people are chanting, "You still got it." And it was an emotional scene for me. I joked with these guys yesterday and said, "So you're admitting you're ass boys?" But honestly, I was an ass boy too. I'm still rocking.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm a full-grown ass man. Okay.
Yeah.
So the question is, and I know you kind of answered this already, Nick, but in case somebody didn't hear,
give it to me.
Is this the end of Daddy Ass?
You know what? It's a good question. I mean, I think the first thing you got to look at is, what is this about? You know, what are they doing? Is this part of the storyline? And I tend to agree with that. As much as it was really cool to see him take 10 minutes, unbuckle his shoes, and 3-4 shut the door. It's just, it was something that you want as the ending. Because what do endings do when it's a great show? You know, when there's a go home show, what happens? It's an ending where it's like, well, if it's a good go home show, it's the ending's like, oh shit, I can't wait for the pay-per-view. This is not leading to a pay-per-view. Maybe it is leading to the pay-per-view. I don't think it would for All In. Maybe it's going to be part of it, but I think it's a work. I don't think it's a shoot. I think it's part of the storyline.
You know what? I hate to say it, but I'm with you.
Why do you hate to say that?
Because I hate to get I hate to be on a show where everybody's just like, I agree. But I really do, for all the reasons you mentioned. And then think back, this situation outside of course Daddy Ass's advanced age.
Yeah,
this situation is almost a carbon copy of when Cody met Malachi. Like, if you remember a couple years back when Malachi debuted, kicked Cody's head off,
Anderson
beat him. Cody took his boots off, left him in the ring. He walked out. And then Arn Anderson showed up and gave that whole block speech. And Cody came out and, got re-energized and beat Malachi Black. And that led to yet another TNT title run.
Yes.
So I feel like we're closer to that than we are the end of Daddy Ass. I mean, it feels almost like we're trying to add some drama so we can build a story of, Daddy Ass bouncing back and being better than ever, and he and the Acclaimed taking down the House of Black for those trios championships. So time will tell, but I'm kind of in the same boat with you because I've seen this before in a much younger blonde, but I've seen it before.
Yeah, and you just said it too. Those tag titles, that or not tag, triple. That's what you think is going to happen. I think that's what we wanted to happen when this storyline happened with the Ass Boys and the Acclaimed. It's like, well, they could. He could be associated, and somehow they could win the titles, and that would be really cool because the Acclaims, their title reign is could have been longer, probably should have been longer, but so Bowens got hurt. So was it Bowens? I think it was Bowens.
Yeah,
there we go,
Bowens.
Justin. First time tonight. Tell me,
it was Bowens, right, Justin?
Yeah.
I wanted to do that so badly. I watched the UW pod, and I'm like, man, I need Justin to be my step boy.
Yeah, so it's just, I think,
Wendy's typically my stat girl, sorry, and she's not here, so I can't be like, Wendy, Bones was hurt, right? And she just goes and looks up.
Yeah, it makes sense. Why not do this? Why not have him? And maybe it is a one last hurrah. Maybe this is the end, but it's not the end on Collision. I know that for sure. It can't be, right? Like, there's just so much buzz generated, and I think that's the whole point. I think Tony Khan wanted to do that, but it kind of seems like with Tony Khan, and I'm going to be low class, I'm going to talk some shit on AEW. It just seems like when we think about it, 2 or 3 months later, it happens. Yeah. So I don't know if he's just, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know his process, but it just seems like we saw this coming, and it's going to happen. We love it. We want it, but I don't know.
Definitely.
I think this is a good surprise, or not a surprise, but I think it's a good, I always talk about it on the UW pod. When wrestling gives me something I don't know about, I love it that much more.
Oh yeah. Amen to that. And I'm listening, but my mind is blown because I've never seen emojis actually typed out.
There you
I don't know how you did that, Hobo Clown, but I appreciate you coming through, and it's always good to see you. That was one of the OG hosts of Talk Rope, for those that don't know. He was the 4th host on episode 1 with Bruce and Wendy and I.
Hey,
I love that dude to death. I hope the fam's good. I hope the kids are good. Thank you for showing up again,
brother.
Brother. And I gotta get
it
rebuilt.
Come on, old man, get up.
Your Grace. Squires and ladies, I present to you JD, champion of Family Feud, slayer of Fast Money.
There we go.
The first fucking lady and the queen of Philadelphia. Long may she reign.
King Booker.
Booker wishes he had me to be a hype man. and your boy, our boy, all the way from the future. What's up, Tom, whatever you want.
It's Tom, but I call him Thom.
Always good to see you, mate. I'll raise
one
for you.
Tell me tell me what my day is gonna look like tomorrow. Is it gonna be that bad?
It already feels like it's gonna be a rough day tomorrow because my weekend doesn't technically start till Sunday, but I don't want to know. And what's up, Jordan? Good to see you, dude.
Double J, baby.
But
what's good, buddy?
Double J. J-O. Nah, it doesn't work. I try. But going back to to Billy Gunn real quick, I do feel like Collision is a little bit of an underwhelming end if it were to be. And I know we could do whatever in the back with the talent. I know there's a lot of I know there's a lot of people that still want him to
I smell that over here in PA. Jesus.
Right, that was nasty. I know there's a lot of people that want Billy to kind of reunite with his kids and finish there. I just don't think it's done yet. I don't. I think this is more story than actual shoot. So we will see. We've got Collision tomorrow, which of course is FTR versus Better Than You, baby, for the World Tag Team Championships, among other things. That should be fun.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, Dom, this is a good business decision. We're talking about Billy Gunn. And what show was he on? He was on Collision. The news show. So what do? You find a way for people to get eyes on it. And Tony Khan did it 2 months later, but he still did what, we want. We want this. We want him to get his one last, whatever it is.
I
'Cause
honestly,
he couldn't do it with the WWE, unfortunately. So give it to him.
I have been
We have
begging
that
people.
Batista clip.
I wish, man. I gotta get it. Ivan, can you send it to me right quick? Give me what I want. I've been telling people since we did the watch along for the first episode, like, this is a show you need to watch. Some weeks Collision is better than Dynamite. I can't even lie. I enjoy it more, and I can't stand CM Punk, but I enjoy it more. And
it's just
to create a buzz like this is the perfect way to get people to tune in Saturday.
You know what it is too? Collision is like a real life brand split, with the blue and red brand with WWE. It's a storyline, we get that. But with Collision, like Punk, FTR, I don't think it's Ricky. I think it's Malachi. I mean, we
like
could go
Miro,
they are
El Idolo, because we got a ladder match coming up with El
Yes.
Idolo and his mask involved, and Buddy Matthews, of course,
Yes.
who has to sit here and watch Dom grope his lady to try to get payback for Buddy hitting on his sister.
Yeah, I'm assuming here, but I think that's the case. It's a legit real brand split. Like Punk, do what you want. We love you. We don't want you to be upset. We don't want you to fight. So we're gonna give you.
We don't want you anywhere near the Bucks and Kenny.
Yeah.
So go over here.
Yeah, but he can't sell tickets on his own as much as we think that. Maybe in Chicago he can, but that's why you need things like this. Billy Gunn taking off his shoes, taking 10 minutes to unlace his unlace his boots. Say it with me. Unlace his boots.
Man, I feel like we're doing the sports show all over again, dude. I do miss that though.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah, it's good. We're talking about it. I mean, what the hell? That's all you want.
Yeah, and you know what,
talking
Justin?
Too much about it, to be honest.
I'm a psycho, and I approve this message. Jordan is the only double J that matters.
There we go.
Fact. Ivan says he sent us the clip, but he's at the office. Damn it! I need it, Ivan. I need it.
Yeah.
All right, so we could jump into Dynamite, but I was holding on to a fan question that we got earlier this week because I figured Bruce and Wendy would want to do it, and well, they're not here, so I'm gonna do it anyway.
Let's do it, baby. What do we got? And
it's just a general wrestling question from our main man Peter. I love this dude all the way from the UK. He says, with wrestling changing and becoming more athletic, more high-flying, flip-flops, etc., do you think we've seen the end of old-school technical wrestling, one? And if not, who is the future of technical wrestling?
That's a great question.
Peter, these are some damn good questions.
Yeah.
I can say...
Yeah, what's your take?
My answer to the first part of that, if we think we've seen the end of old-school wrestling, I don't think truly old school wrestling will ever die. It will just evolve.
Yeah.
If you look at what Bryan Danielson does, what Gunther does, what Zack Sabre Jr. or Butch, Pete Dunne, whatever you want to call it, do, it's old school wrestling, and then there's a little flair to it. Maybe Pete Dunne pulls out a moonsault, or Danielson comes off the top rope with a missile drop kick or something. So it's maybe even Gunther comes off the top with a missile drop kick, and that is scary as fuck. Yeah. It's like an atom bomb drop kick. What the shit? You are 300 pounds, boy. Get your ass down.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're always going to have some semblance of old school wrestling.
I can name you 3 guys right now,
Oh, please. Yeah. Nick, Low Class, whatever your name is, go for it. 3 guys.
First one that comes off, Regal's son, Dempsey.
Yeah.
Chad Gable. I mean, it's still alive, but like you said, it's more of it's evolved, the Creeds to an extent,
Yeah,
I think if you look at that, if you look at it that way, I think even Seth Rollins to an extent is technical when it comes to that kind of stuff. No, he's not like the guy that who shall not be named. He's not like DB, BD. It's not like those kind of guys who are technical wrestlers. It's more, it evolves just like sports, just like life. Baseball is different now than it was years ago. I mean, it's different than it was last year. Football,
with that pitch clock, it's like, wrap it up, let's go.
It's different, but there's still those types of guys, in baseball, in football, in any sport, and even in professional wrestling that are going to stick with the old school brand. Of course, you think right off the top of your head, FTR. I think they're probably the top of the list. I think they're probably 1A and 1B there, but it's still alive. It's just not what it was. It will never be what it was. And I think, we got to take this for granted, because if you really love wrestling, those are your guys, Bryan Danielson's, guys like that. That's the kind of guys people love, because some people like me prefer storylines, but some people prefer wrestling, in-ring wrestling over storylines. And, it's not the same. No, absolutely not. It can't be.
No, it can't be. And I love that Courtney got all Greel or whatever his name was from The Mandalorian on us. She's like, no, we have Chad Gable. I have spoken. Okay. I agree with Chad Gable. I think Nick said it. You said it. I agree with that. I mentioned Zack Sabre Jr. He is a technical, old school wrestler to the core. William Regal's son, another one. Like, if he's not old school, if he's not old school, I think Regal will stretch him. I mean, straight up. And even to a point, you look at a guy like Hook, and he definitely looks woke. He looks woke, but he wrestles old school. Yeah. And I get where Peter and guys like this are coming from, because you just had Jim Ross complaining that the DDT is not a finisher anymore, and I get it.
Yeah.
But that's the way things go. Nick touched on it. Any type of athletic, sporting league, wrestling included, evolves eventually. Baseball has pitch counts now. You're not going to be at a game for 10 hours unless it goes 27 innings. Football used to have all these rules that, lean towards defenses. Now quarterbacks are throwing for 6,000 yards because all the rules changed. It happens. Basketball, everything was drive the lane, get a big man. Now it's all about corner threes. Shit changes. It doesn't mean that it changes completely. It just evolves into something different. And you will always have those aspects.
I think Peyton Manning, for instance, is a perfect example. He was still old school. He still did things that you see back in the day where they didn't really run as much. They had more of an arm, And again, it evolves. It's not just, I mean, also, if you think about it, it's a lot of the UK boys too. Tyler Bate, Elio. I mean, there's a lot of guys from that division, from that brand, whatever is left of it, that is technical. And I think it just depends on, where and what you grew up on, I think they are who they are because of the Angles, because of the Eddies, because of Benoit, because of, guys like that who were technical. And then you get the Olympians too, where, maybe Stevenson won't be that guy, but those are the types of guys that usually are more technical. And that's a great time to promote, Dom. Let's hear it.
Oh, yeah. It is the perfect time to promote once again. Yes, you are right, TK. Faction Cast wrote a beautiful article earlier on storytelling over wrestling, and you can find it on our sexy ass website, which is thebloodlinenetwork.com. Please go there, check that out. All the exclusive articles, all the replays of our podcast, our merch, about us, where you can learn more about these two lovely people and the rest of the original Bloodline members. There is so much there. I literally sit here every week and say our website is like Target. Instead of going to a million places for what you need, you go to one beautiful spot and get it all. And that is
in shop, baby.
Right. And that is the bloodlinenetwork.com. Don't go to ESPN and TMZ, this, that, and the third, WWE, and all this other bullshit. Just come to us and get everything.
Yes.
Everything. So yeah, now that's over. There will always be.
That was a good question. Who's that from?
That was PETA.
PETA.
PETA's a good dude. He usually tries
Please
to
get
tune
your
in.
pets spayed and neutered. Thank you.
Yeah. He usually tries to tune in the UK, even though the show starts at like 1 in the fucking morning for him.
And
I love
you know
that.
what? Now it makes sense because most of his guys are technical. You know, he probably loved UK. So good question.
Most of those boys in the UK are severely technical, and that's another reason the technical wrestling will never die. But it evolves. Like I said, you look at guys like Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. Now look at Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole.
Yeah.
They're almost the same thing, just an evolution of those two dudes.
Yeah, but it doesn't even have to be about the in-ring either. You know, like Randy Orton, you can consider him old school, you know? So it just depends on the character. Yeah, it just depends on the character because you can go throughout. I mean, even Roman is old school. I know we're talking technical here, but I mean, it evolves, but it stays the same. You learn from the history, you learn from the past, and you sometimes replicate that. And it is, you know, I prefer that, but, you know, it is better when you have, I don't know. We could go on and on about that.
Oh, no, you're fine. Please. Yeah. I'm enjoying the shit out of it. And I mentioned the merch, Courtney. Guys, calm down. We do have merch. We have lots of merch. Hobo Clown even said he needs to get some, and you do. You all do. So we can all go to WrestleMania. So we can all meet up in Philly and vlog from WrestleMania right here.
Dig it.
Oh, and from there, I guess we will switch gears a little bit and jump into AEW Dynamite.
Okay.
It definitely had its moments. There were some highs, there were some lows.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start, of course, with our special guest and ask him your favorite moment from Dynamite.
Can you see me? Am I good? My computer froze a little.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, good. It's going to be an unpopular opinion, and guess what? I don't give a bleep, but I'm really enjoying the Hook and Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, whatever you want to call him, storyline. I think you really have to take not a backseat, but you have to just have to have some patience with this. And I think that's what we're going to get. I think this is what we wanted. We wanted Hook. And we wanted Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, or Jack Perry, whatever we're going to call him. And these guys are studs. Let's be honest. Yes, you might not like Hook. And yes, it's kind of fun to mock the Hook character. But at the end of the day, he's a legit heel. He's a legit guy that can get shit done. And he has the background. Yes, he's Taz's son. But at the end of the day, he's a good effing wrestler. Just, I don't care, you know, what the IWC says. I really like what's happening here. The storyline might not be great, but we're going to get this match. And I think that's, you know, woosah, bad boys, woosah. And just enjoy it because it's going to be good. Yes, we're podcasters. Yes, we're going to talk about the ins and outs of everything. I love it. It may not be a high for me or an up for me, but I'm excited to see what happens next.
No, I've been into Hook's heel turn from minute one. I joked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it kind of felt like he went from Jungle Boy to Water Boy. Like he just clotheslined Hook and said,
maybe things could have been executed a little different.
I'm a heel and I likes it. And Anna Jay showed me her boobies and I like them too. And he just left. But since then, he's come back with a whole new attitude. He's ditching the jungle thing. He's got this new music.
Yeah.
And this whole and he, with his hair slicked down and everything, he really does look like his daddy, man. You look at him and you're like, holy shit. And it would really, because I think I mentioned it during the rewatch along of Collision with TK. It would really be fitting at this point with the way the stories are going if Jack Perry comes back to Luchasaurus and they just destroy Christian to give Luchasaurus his title back. And now they are reunited as heel champions together.
I dig it.
So this is not Jungle Express anymore. This is something completely different.
Yeah.
There will be no whoa-ohs and carrying him in and, you know, kid shit. No.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, too. It's like, where's that going? I think that may be part of the confusion with, people not really grasping, Hook and Jack Perry. And again, we're going to be legit here. We're going to be, truthful. The storyline kind of sucks too. Let's be honest.
A little bit. The drama is great.
Yeah.
The story is like meh. But if it ends in that sort of thing where we get these two back together, Christian's out of the picture, Luchasaurus is holding the title,
we got to
Jack's
get at
holding
least
the title.
one match, though.
Like that would be fun. Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah.
But that would be a fun end to a decent story. Like not the greatest, but it's decent. I'm enjoying that. I think my favorite moment on Dynamite was probably the opening match and all the things that ensued from that.
Course.
Like you had Orange Cassidy and AR Fox, who is a tremendous talent. If you didn't know him before he got to AEW, I've followed him for quite a while. And they even had Darby lead in where he was talking about being homeless and AR was training him and let him live with him for free, yada yada. What a great guy he was.
Yeah.
And then after the loss, AR Fox loses his damn mind. And Darby's in his face talking this and that. And AR just walks away like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Yeah. And then by the end of the night, he runs out, helps Swerve, beat Darby, and then joins Swerve.
Yeah.
Now that was a cool story in one night. I don't know where they're gonna go with it, but that the way that all played out from beginning to end, nice and smoothly and all. I enjoyed the living shit out of it.
You know what it is too, Dom? And Timmy said this on AEW Review right here on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. The mid-card guys got over, and it's not going to be an amazing performance of just, it's not going to be what you want it to be. But at the end of the day, the mid-card guys got over, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing to see that happen. Yes, it was a lackadaisical, AEW. But then again, is, any show on TV, is it always going to be the best show every single week? If it's a reality, if it's an animation show, The Simpsons every week, it's not going to be great. AEW, WWE, NXT, it's not going to be great every week, but they still have something to do. They still have that one thing to put over. And I think this week, again, what Timmy said, basically mid-card guys got over. Timmy didn't say that exactly, but you know what I'm saying. The guys that are not championship or not in the picture got over this week, and that's a good thing. It's just a little blah,
Hey, Travis, I will have you know I've had this hat for forever. Yeah. And like Jake Hager, I love this hat. Okay.
Yeah.
AR Fox has a new direction, and you can do Fox Swerve versus Darby away. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what we're having. AR Fox has a new direction with an old ally, kind of a guy that he has a lot of history with. I mean, he and Swerve have teamed up or fought each other all over the indies, even in Lucha Underground at one point when Swerve was wearing a mask and AR Fox was Dante Fox. They created a whole storyline. Yeah. They had this insane hardcore match where they were going through panes of glass and all this other shit. It was mwah, to be honest, because I'm a bingo hall kid. Well, this is just coming full circle now on a national stage, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of confusion too, as in who is Fox? Let's be honest, not everybody knows who Fox is. And I think something like this is a good thing. But then again, if you don't know him, if he's not a household name, if you don't see him on a weekly basis, you do get the, this AEW Dynamite sucked this week, But it's good. It's good. You should get the mid-card guys over. I'm a mid-card kind of guy. I've always liked the mid-cards. From the Attitude Era to, what we have now with the Revolution and WWE and, Trips taking over, or so we think. But
so we think, yes. Yeah. Allegedly.
So it's good. It's not bad. It's just not going to be a WrestleMania. It's not going to be an all in or an all out. It's not going to be, a PLE or a PPV. It's not going to be that. It's not a go home show. It's to do one thing, and that's to get, these guys over. It's to get Jack Perry, those kind of guys over, because that's, again, he's not a top guy That's what this show was, and it was what it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't great, let's be honest, right? But it
It
got the job
good.
done. It got
It
the
was
job
good.
done. Yeah.
This part I enjoyed thoroughly. The rest of it was like, okay. And I completely agree with you, Courtney J. Courtney. Anna J is not there for her talent. That's why I mentioned she showed me her boobies. I didn't say she showed me a figure four.
Yeah.
There's a difference, respectfully. And Jake, I don't know if you were here, but I was just bringing up Lucha Underground, and that idea would be amazing.
Yeah.
And then Kyle had asked us.
Let's
Said,
see.
"What's up,
Kyle
guys?"
Billy.
Hey, Kyle. How do you feel about Jack Perry building a Hollywood group with Anna J and Hollywood Dark Ryan Nemeth like 90210 TV show Luke Perry?
Yeah. I don't even know what Nemeth is doing.
He's on. Well, he was on Dark, but I don't even think Dark's a thing anymore.
Yeah, that was quietly.
If it is, it's not on TV or YouTube anymore. That's for sure. So, yeah, I'd be all for it. I mean, Ryan's talented. You know, he's Dolph Ziggler's brother. Of course, he's got some skill. So put him with Jack Perry. Yeah, that would be another pretty cool alternative. Can we finally blame Triple H?
Yeah.
Hey, if you watch this show enough, we pretty much blame everybody. So we're equal opportunity bashers. That's for sure. On that note, I gotta say, like, that was my favorite moment from Dynamite. I did not get the end of that fucking show whatsoever.
Yeah,
I didn't. I the match was good. The Lucha Bros winning, I have no problem with. But then there was just this weird, unorganized, chaotic fuckfest fight outside where it was like, at one point, Claudio Wheeler booked, and Wheeler Yuta is another technical guy, by the way, from Philly. Sorry, back on topic. Wheeler and Claudio just jet. Moxley is in a fight with Orange Cassidy, so Trent tries to break that up, but while Trent's breaking that up, then Penta comes in and helps him while Chuck is beating on Phoenix, so then they turn around and start beating each other up, which allows Moxley to beat up Orange Cassidy some more. Like, what the fuck is even happening here?
Yeah.
Like, didn't these guys know what sides they were supposed to be on? Like, that bothered me thoroughly.
Yeah. And I don't like. We know it's predetermined, but that just felt predetermined. Everything that happened there just felt like someone sat down with a pen and paper. Okay, Mox is going to do this. You know, Claudio's going to do this, and it just felt like, I don't know, dive. I'm with you. I was just, okay, cool. You know, it just felt like someone sat down and thought, I'm watching a video game. This is what's going to happen. Not even that. I'm not calling out Tony. I'm just saying, like, it just felt like that was professional.
It was just weird, though.
I don't know how to.
Totally weird. Like, even in a video game, that doesn't happen because everybody knows which sides they're on. It was like monkeys fucking a football. I don't get. At the end of the main event, as you go off air, it leaves. You know, like you said with Collision, you want to leave a buzz. You don't want to leave somebody with a bad taste in their mouth at the end of a 2-hour show on national television. And that did. And Travis, if you're talking about the Lucha Underground comment, we got that up. We talked about it. I'm all for it. I really am. Oh, and of course, Dirty Dango in the building. Shouts out to you, Dan, my man. I'm sure you've seen him on shorts everywhere, all over this channel. I'm sure you saw him on Family Feud. Sorry you lost. I'm sure you saw him on the rewatch along. You're going to see a lot more Dirty Dango right here on the Bloodline Entertainment Network.
And Dom, you know what, too? It didn't tell a story, right? We're confused. It didn't. What's next? Could you tell me what's next after that? You can't.
Even at the end of the night, they're trying to promote that for the 200th episode of Dynamite on Wednesday, which is kind of a big deal. They're going to have an anything goes match with Penta, Trent, and Moxley. But then you have this at the end, and these guys aren't even like interacting. Like Mox over here beating on Orange Cassidy, and Chuck Taylor and Penta are fighting, and then maybe Wheeler gets back in, and it was just a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
So even if those three started fighting, and you said, "Oh, by the way, next week anything goes between these three," cool, that makes sense. What happened was not that. It was the opposite of that.
Yeah.
And I agree to a point, Justin. Like the fact Moxley was on the losing end of Blood and Guts and just randomly interjected into the international championship scene makes zero sense. Yeah. I mean, honestly, the big rub is, and even I had to go back and figure this out because I didn't see it. At Death Before Dishonor, for some reason, Orange Cassidy got involved in the world title match between Claudio and Pac and accidentally punched Claudio.
Yeah.
Like he had anything to do with either one of them. But that pissed Moxley off. So Moxley came out, beat his ass at the jump of the show. I get that part.
Yeah.
You lost me by the end. Like it was the opposite of what I was talking about with AR Fox and Darby and Orange Cassidy and Swerve all the way through the show. That is what they should do.
Yeah.
This is what they should stop doing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess, I always say this on my podcast. We're podcasters. We're going to dissect every little thing. That's what we do.
Yeah, that's why we do it.
Yeah, that's why we do it. We're dissecting an average AEW Dynamite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's not a bad thing. Like I said, it's going to happen. There were ups and downs. It's just what reality / wrestling, pro wrestling, sports. That's what it's about. You just, it is what it is.
You wonder why we have so many wrestling podcasts? This is why, because we break shit down and we all have different takes on it. And speaking of takes, I think Tom is looking for one of ours. He asked, do you think we will get MJF versus Adam Cole at either All In or All Out?
Yeah, that's an easy one.
Bruce and Wendy and I have been talking about Better Than You, Baby, every week. And it is a fun team. I'm loving the segments and all the little shit. I'm loving that Adam Cole has drank the Kool-Aid and now Roddy looks like a stalker ex-girlfriend. If you've ever seen the original Wayne's World, he is Stacy. Remember the redhead that used to stalk Wayne? She just she'd ride by on her bike, hi Wayne, and then hit a car, flip over it, and then the next week she's on roller skates with a neck brace. Hi Wayne, that's Roddy right now, and I think the whole thing is extremely hilarious and entertaining. But we have said. Once we get past all of that, we said they'll make it to the finals, and then they will implode. One of them will screw the other one over. Yeah. I know MJF said he's going to give him a title shot anyway. It does not change my mind. I think MJF will probably screw Adam Cole and walk out, leaving FTR as the champions on Collision, and that's going to lead to a title match. Now, I think All In would probably make more sense because it's a bigger crowd, and Adam Cole is, whether you want to admit it or not, he's internationally known. This guy has been all over the world. Yeah. So and MJF himself, kind of a big deal. So you want to put it on the biggest stage you can. They've already sold close to 80,000 tickets. It's gonna happen at All In. Yeah, I'm with you, man. This whole storyline is for one thing and one thing only: Adam Cole going one-on-one with MJF. They don't put them together. You see it all the time. Contenders tag with champions before a pay-per-view, before a PLE. That's what we're getting here, basically. It's more entertaining, and we get really good promos, but that's what we're getting here. Instead of a short-term go-home show, it's a long-term story, which is what we want out of the championship title. We want a really good story, and we're getting that. Yeah, do the promos hit every week? No, but we're getting something different. We're getting them at a Chinese restaurant. We're getting them drinking together as friends. Yeah, we're getting out, exactly. We're getting a story, and what more can you ask? I mean, it is what it is. It's not going to be, Hollywood Michael Bay performance at a Chinese restaurant, but it's what we want. That's not we. That's what I want. I want that story. Yeah, that's what we want. And Tom, that's what it is. At the end of the day, this is happening because of that, because of, one-on-one with the champion MJF and Adam Cole. Baby, let's hear it. It's just two things just dawned on me. One, going back to Peter's question, there is no more there is no more of an old school wrestling finisher than a double clothesline. Yep. And two, it's close enough. I know you watch a lot Faction Cast, and I love you for it. I'm going to give you the scissor.
Yes.
And you probably heard me say this because it was a while back. Somebody had asked if Swerve should turn heel, and I said no, because once he turns heel, they take a mic out of his hand.
Yeah.
And at the time, he was all in that Who's house, holding it out. People were going crazy.
Yeah.
And I thought, you need this man on a mic as much as you need him on a ring because he has all the tools,
Everything.
And since he's turned heel, he's pretty much shut his mouth. Now Nana does most of the talking, and Nana can't talk. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So
or you just prefer to have Swerve. You know,
whether you put that there for me or not, I appreciate it. I have said it on this show. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I'm really glad. See, Tom is laughing. He remembers Stacy from Wayne's World. I know I'm old, but come on, man. You remember she was stalking it. She was redhead. Oh, it was that famous chick. Like she got famous later. I can't remember her name. Graydon, where you at? You're the movie guy.
Justin. But
we got people laughing. Justin. Yeah,
Charles.
Charles. What is happening, my dude? Welcome back. I acknowledge you. Thank you so much.
Dom, what do you think? Go ahead, my bad.
Oh no, go ahead. You're good.
No, go ahead. I was going to bring up another topic, but I didn't know if you.
No, please.
I think I think most of us, probably everybody in this live chat, is. If Keith, if you're watching, I'm going to do this for you. But the women's storyline, the women's division, I mean, that's a triple, quadruple down. I'm lost, man. I am. I'm sorry to bring that here, this kind of energy. No. I am low class, so I guess it makes sense.
You're fine, man. I must be too, because I've said it on this show. I've said it on this show repeatedly. Like, the women's division has so much talent, and they lose one person and they basically just scrap all stories and start over. And I don't think you have to do that. I get Jamie Hayter is a big deal. You could have had a women's blood and guts match without her, and it would have made history, and it would have made the rest of that show a lot more entertaining than seeing Britt Baker squash somebody from the local area in 22 seconds. That's your women's presence instead. I wasn't really into them scrapping that. I have not really been into this course correction since, outside of Willow Nightingale. I love Willow. I'm glad she won the Owen Hart Cup.
Yeah.
I'm gonna forever change Ruby Soho's nickname from the runaway to the runner-up, because 2 years in a row. But outside of that, it's like, what do you have?
Yeah.
Nothing. I mean, Statlander was good. She's kind of vanished. I don't know if she's hurt again.
Yeah.
Prince Nana Boo Boo. Yeah. No, that's a good one. That's good. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what they almost give women more time on Collision than they do on Dynamite. Yeah. And it's like, what it's either you don't want them on your flagship show, or the network doesn't want them on their flagship show.
Yeah. I think it was this too. I think Tony knew this was going to be a B or C, kind of show. So what do? You get the best, you get the Charlotte of AEW, you get Baker in there, and you put her on to give that kind of name to the show that's B plus, And again, it's not a bad thing. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying that show, the point for that show was to get the mid-card guys over. It was to get the Foxes over. It was to get those types of guys over. And that needs to happen. That needs to happen to solidify the mid-card, to make you believe that they can one day go one-on-one with an MJF or for the world title. So these types of shows need to happen. Again, I'll go back to what I always say. We're podcasters. We're going to nitpick. That's what we're doing. We love it. Thank you for tuning in. That's, this is what it's all about. Yeah.
All that. Yeah. I mean, it's like, we got Britt and Taya, and it was a damn good match. Yeah. And I enjoyed it. Then we come to find out you're going to get a rematch of Sheeta and Nyla Rose on Rampage. It's like, do it on Dynamite. Yeah. Do it when there's more eyes in front of it, like you did at the beginning
Yeah.
when all this shit was starting.
Yeah, but you
These
can't
are the
put
women
that on
that got
the,
you
yeah.
here, and you're not going to put them on the show that helped you get there. You're going to put them on
Yeah.
a show that, I'm sorry, folks, I got to say it, you're going to put them on a show that nobody watches.
Yeah, but I think that's the reason. You can't put them on a show that's designed to get the mid-card guys over. They just don't sell. Let's be honest, right?
Oh, no, but you could still...
Nyla does not sell. You need to put Baker on there because she's your top woman.
Oh, no, well, I'm not saying take them. I'm saying add that and maybe take a few other little things out.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't need to see. I'm sorry. I know they make a big deal out of all this stuff with like Jericho and the family and the appreciation. I don't care. Cut all of that and put Sheeta, Nyla, and Britt and Taya on the same card on the same night on Dynamite.
Yeah.
And it will be a much better show. We won't be sitting here saying that it was an average show.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of it that was very forgettable. All the Jericho segments and that weird painting, that was forgettable. Yeah. The end of that show and some of the shit, some of the shit in between was very forgettable. Yeah. Instead, give us an amazing match between two women who are AEW OGs.
Yeah.
Skip all this shit.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll sit here and say the show was better than average.
Yeah.
If that's what you're going for, you're succeeding. But you ought to be looking for more than average right now.
Yeah.
Get Jericho off my damn TV. Thank you. Thank you, Corny.
I agree and I disagree. Again, I agree with you as in like, what's this? What are we doing here with this storyline? It just doesn't make sense. Where is this going?
You know?
But we just discussed this is the whole point was to get the mid-card guys over. So it's not going to be, I sound so repetitive, but that's it, it's going to happen, you know? There's going to be shows like this. Wasn't it an awful show? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that we need more than Baker. And again, put your business hat on. You already have one on. But what do you do if you're running out of time? What do you do if you need that one women's, match? Unfortunately, it's one, but still, what do? You call on Baker. You call on a Charlotte. You call on those types of athletes because that's all you got, and you need it for a card or a show like that.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying. I'm gonna pick up the mantle this week and just say Dynamite needs two women's matches. Straight up.
There we go.
They need two women's matches. You have all this stuff going on, and it's like I don't give a shit about Jericho wherever the hell he goes. Yeah. So it's like, okay, so Don Callis doesn't manipulate Kenny Omega anymore, so now he's manipulating Chris Jericho. What the fucking do? I don't care.
Exactly.
You know what I care about? Seeing two women who already tore the house down at the beginning of AEW do it all over again on the same damn show. That would make me and that would make me interested. And the story is there because they're two OGs who tore the house down already, and they are technically right now part of your mid card. If you want to look at it, if you really want to look at it, like and be honest about it. I was trying to figure out how to say that. Yeah. Britt Baker, as good as she is part of your mid card right now. She's not in title contention for either belt.
Yeah.
She's before she got hurt, she was second fiddle to Jamie Hayter. She is part of your mid card. She's over as fuck, but part of your mid card. When she's sitting there trying to remind everybody in a promo of what she's done, that's mid card. That's Baron Corbin saying, "I beat Roman Reigns." Okay, it's do you remember who I am? And when you have to ask the question, the answer is usually no.
I agree to disagree there. I think she needs to take a back.
I've always said it, Devin. Yeah. I've always said it. I've said it when I've come on your show and said it. I've been on this show and said it. It doesn't make any sense to put all this bullshit on TNT in prime time when you have stuff like this that you're going to book on Rampage. Put it in front of the eyes and let them enjoy it. So maybe there will be more eyes next week instead of having people go, wait, these two fought? When? Where? Oh, Rampage. No wonder I didn't watch, and move on.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to go back to what I said. there's going to be shows like this, and it's just next man up. Put it together. We got. I mean, every week, 365. They just go on and on and on every week. You're going to get a show like this, and it's not a bad thing. I mean, yes, not promoting your women, not, giving us what we want, not doing what is necessary. Yeah, that sucks. But it is television, Dom. It is predetermined.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to hit every single night. Yes, Tony could do better. We're not saying that. We're just saying, yeah.
Wow, Courtney, have you met Hobo Clown? Because you two have a lot in common.
There we go.
Baker has always been mid. She's always been mid. Really? I know she started
go.
out a little rough, but she's come a long fucking way, guys. I'm saying at the moment she's mid card, but that's just that's not a
she's
diss.
mid card because that's what you have to do when you're a caliber wrestler like that. You have to take the back seat. You have to.
Oh yeah. I'm not trying to diss her and say she's mid card. I'm just saying that's what she is. It's a fact of life, like the immortal one said.
Yeah.
There you go.
I can't, I can't sugarcoat it. If she's not in a title picture and she's not in, big marquee matches every week, she's mid card.
She's mid card, not mid. Get it right.
There's a difference. And from there, I think we're gonna transition into WWE. And I didn't mean to take it that long, but Tom had a good question. Nick had a good question. So we're rolling with it. We're rolling with it, folks. I don't give a fuck. That's what we do here. And, I always feel weird. Either I do the Bloodline prediction show with JD, and then I come on and do it all over again.
Yeah, mine always changes. I always have.
Or I go after she went, and now it's like, man, I don't want to do the same thing. So now you get to follow me, JD.
There you go. And me too. We're doing predictions.
And my man Nick, because we are going to be the first ones.
Hold on, I gotta get into gimmick.
Go for it. We are going to be the first ones on the first network exclusive show to do predictions for SummerSlam. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I have never done them this early. I'm not even sure the whole card is out, but we're going to go through what I got, and we're going to pick one by one, and I've got some questions in between.
Oh, man, you are ready.
The first thing I want to jump off with, because we've heard the rumors, the innuendos, the sources, even Dirt Sheet Dan came out of the weeds saying it.
Dirty Dango.
The Rock will be at SummerSlam in Detroit.
Yeah.
Are you buying this? And if so, what will The Rock do?
Well, I mean, you got to look at life. Strike writers, they're on strike right now. Rock is not doing well in the public eye of being a movie star. As we speak, Young Rock was canceled. He had some beef with some other celebrities. I don't follow. I just hear on I hear from other podcasters.
You hear from Dirt Sheet Dan, don't lie.
And the news too. I mean, the news talks about it. Podcasters talk about it. WMMR, Bresson and Steve, they talk about it. He is not well liked because, excuse me.
Oh, please.
He's not well liked. Give me 1 second. I need a drink.
Capri Sun break, folks.
There we go. He is not well liked because of the whole Black Adam, Superman, and what's the other one? It's based in Philadelphia. Come on, Justin.
Oh, Shazam.
Shazam, and the ending of that. I don't know. I'm not a huge Marvel fan. If someone is, tell us. But
DC.
Again, I don't know. But what I'm trying to say, long story short, what I'm trying to say, long story short, is there's not much out there for him. He has a bad rep right now. Writers are on strike. If you heard the news, a lot of shows that were supposed to come back are going to be postponed, So it's tough, and it's really tough for people like The Rock to get over in Hollywood when there's a lot of shit talk, and rightfully so. XFL, they lost a shit ton of money. I'm just saying his rep right now, not that losing that kind of money the first year is bad. I think that was expected, but the rep of The Rock is just not great. So what do? You go home. You go home, and I think maybe it is SummerSlam. Again, I don't know if you need to sell it with The Rock. You got Gunther, you got Drew, you got Roman and Jay. I mean, there's enough there. And again, what does WWE do best? They sell. They sell the merch. They sell the product. It's entertainment. It's for kids. Blah blah blah. I'm gonna shut up because I've been going on for like 5 minutes. But yes, I think he does come back. SummerSlam. I don't know. Maybe the writer's strike is having me lean more to yes.
Okay. You know, I'm gonna put a pin in that because you mentioning money just brought something else up in my head. We'll save that. As far as The Rock goes, I don't think he's coming back to SummerSlam, y'all. To be honest, I don't think The Rock is ever coming back as an active competitor. And yeah, his reputation has taken a hit for everything that Nick mentioned, and of course Courtney about Raka Khan and the lawsuit. And yes, Ivan, I did read your question, and I laughed my ass off because you said Tony Khan was double bullshit. It's like, no, you're double bullshit, Tony. And I'm sure Tony right now is just sitting here.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
But you will.
I love that clip.
Because we said so.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever coming back to being an active competitor because once all this stuff gets
what's active?
Out, I mean, like returning, like let's say picking a fight with the tribal chief after the main event.
Man, it's got to happen.
I don't think he's going to do it. You know, it's been the entire time that Roman has had all these belts. Yeah. Time and time again, you hear, oh, well, The Rock has been reported to show up at this pay-per-view. Doesn't matter. He's going to show up at the Royal Rumble. He's going to show up at WrestleMania. He's going to show up at Survivor Series. Yeah. He was going to show up at last year's SummerSlam, boys and girls. What happened? Nothing.
I forget. What happened?
So, he didn't show up.
And Becky? No, that was 2 years ago.
No, Bianca and Becky was last year. That was Damage Control's big debut.
Oh, yeah.
That was Tripp's first pay-per-view, actually.
Oh, it was really good. I love Trips. He's the man. Oh, what am I saying? I'm low class. God damn it.
Oh, Trips, yeah, he's great. Fuck Vince. Everything is Vince's fault.
Yeah.
But, you hear it, and you hear it, and you hear it, and you hear it, and eventually it turns into the old boy who cried wolf scenario. Like, yeah, we get it.
Yeah.
So even now, if The Rock does show up, it's like, whatever, you were wrong 99 times. I can give a shit on the 100th. I don't see it happening. I just don't. I think he's going to rebuild his reputation. He's going to stay in Hollywood. He's going to try to save the XFL. He's going to do everything that he possibly can to avoid going back to WWE.
Yeah, I disagree. I think that's home. I'm not saying the strike. I'm not saying his rep in Hollywood will allow this to happen. It's The Rock, man. Like, he is WWE in and out, just like a John Cena, just like a Stone Cold. Like, they'll never go to AEW. We know that, he's gonna come back. Is it SummerSlam? I mean, what's the plan? Off the top of your head right now, what would he do?
I don't know. The only thing I could think was confront the winner, because I don't want to give away the predictions yet. Don't give away what I could sell. Stay tuned, folks. But
yeah,
I come back at the end of the main event and confront whoever wins, or maybe maybe come in and try to help Jay since Jimmy is technically hurt. I don't know. I don't know what he would do if he came back, and I don't think he will.
Yeah.
Because again, there's been so many times that so many different outlets have reported, oh, The Rock is coming back for blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but he was at the top of his game then. It just depends. It really does. I don't know. Again, is this bullshit with the whole Shazam thing? I don't think so, because they, legit sources reported on it.
Yeah.
The director reported on it. So I don't know. But I just think it's home. Like, he's one of the guys. No, he's not on my Mount Rushmore. He might be on yours, but he is WWE. He is. Stone Cold is WWE. Angle is WWE. Yeah, he went to Impact, but those types of guys.
Angle is both.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, he's WWE. He might have had a better in-ring career in TNA, but he's
a Hall of Famer in both.
Yeah. What I'm just trying to say is one Trips, one Vince, one Bruce, whoever makes that call and they
Right.
really want him, he's going to come back.
I would hope so, because I really do love The Rock. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah.
He's not on my Mount Rushmore, but I love the guy, and I would love to see him come back. I don't think it's going to happen. I've been excited for this before, and I've been let down. So now I'm just expecting the worst, and when it comes, I'll be a happy guy. But I don't see it.
Yeah,
I don't see it. The other, you mentioned money, and it's funny because I think I have posted it on our Bloodline community group on Facebook, which you can find, and you should definitely come to. We have a lot of great conversations. Another cheap pop for that.
We go.
Talking about money, the tribal chief brings it in, this, that, and the other. They just put out the top 5 selling shirts at WWEshop.com.
Yeah.
Cody's is number 1. The other 4 are all variations of LA Knight's shirt. That's the entire top 5, folks.
Yep.
So if
Makes
money
sense.
calls the shots, why are these two where they're at?
Yeah, that's a good question. We could dive into it. I don't know if we have that kind of time, but I think
if you want, please do. Have at it.
my wife.
And then
is
we'll
gonna
go
be
into
upset.
predictions.
Yeah. You got to sell the story. You just can't have LA Knight come on the scene. As much as we want it to happen, he can't just become the IC champion. He can't become whatever US maybe at SummerSlam. I mean, it's been a long time coming to get to the promised land. Yes, WWE is the Mecca. To get to that and to win the championship like a US title, which he may win, if that's even possible, it takes time. And what happens there? Again, Dom, put the business hat on. How do you sell something? Long-term booking, long-term storytelling. This is what we're getting with LA Knight. We're getting the fans invested because, God damn it, he should win. God damn it, he should have won. He should have won over. He shouldn't have been with Bray. Blah, 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 blah.
All that.
Just
he should have been with Bray. Cody should have beat Roman last year. I'm sorry. You got to have Cody beat Roman at WrestleMania. You got to have LA Knight win the Royal Rumble. And then we got to get something between these two, because LA Knight is technically a heel, but he gets huge pops. We know Cody gets a pop every time he walks out. Every fucking time.
Yeah.
We need to get these two front and center, because obviously the sales numbers are showing it. And you know what, Courtney? I could see Big Keish coming. Either to help Jay or to go look at Solo and be like, what the fuck are you doing, boy? Yeah. That's your brother. Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think as a business, as wrestling company, you got to do it slow. And I think that's what they're doing here. I think, Devin, if you're watching still, put the earmuffs on. I think long-term story here. Cody goes over at 40. It sells. What do? You slowly build the merch, and that's what they're doing. And that's what it's a business. As much as it's, something we watch. I mean, God forbid we have podcasts, because of professional wrestling. But at the end of the day, it's a business. You have to sell. If you don't sell, then you're not going to be the Mecca of the professional wrestling world. And that's what the WWE is. As much as I agree with you, Dom, Cody should have went over. Absolutely. I get it. Again, put the business cap on, sell it. He sells phenomenal. He's number 1 in merch. He's number 1 in pyro. God damn, they spend a lot on Cody. It's slow and steady wins the race. Where's the tortoise? Where's the turtle? That's what it is. And even with
that's
LA,
what I'm hoping for.
But even in LA Knight's case, it's better that he's not going to win the Money in the Bank. Oh, damn it, he should have won that. No. Slow and steady. He'll get there. He doesn't need the Money in the Bank briefcase to get over. He's already over. What do? Let's sell this. Again, business. It's as much as it's amazing story. I can't wait to hear what he has to say. It's a business, and that's why Roman's been on top, because he fucking sells. End of the discussion.
I mean, honestly, like, people were in the feels about the end of that Money in the Bank match, but the drama that led to LA Knight losing and Priest winning was just immaculate. It was just,
And the briefcase should go to someone like Damien. It should not go to
Yeah.
someone like LA Knight.
yeah.
What
and
did you say there?
Damien has been around
Yeah.
longer. He's been
Yeah.
grinding harder. Yes, that's exactly what I said. I wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
We're gonna pop that one back out. Why not?
Yeah.
But Damien has been on the main roster longer. He's been grinding harder. He
Yeah.
was the first member of the frickin' Judgment Day. I mean, and they're clearly a big deal these days.
Yeah.
I think you brought it up on your show too. They're again, if you believe reports, they're supposed to be the next big faction when the Bloodline story wraps up. So why not give him the Money in the Bank case? He didn't deserve it. He earned it. Okay, and we had talked about Cody a little bit. So let's jump right into this match. We're going to jump right into SummerSlam. We're going to go right into the rubber match between Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar. And I got to say, I don't think I've ever seen Brock Lesnar jump someone from behind more times than Cody in his entire fucking career.
Yeah.
I don't know if that says more about Brock's current circumstances or more about Cody and his current status.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards Cody.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No. I think it just has to do with the storyline. And again, JD, if we're watching adversity, I think he needs to get over it. You're okay there, bro?
Yeah, I just heard something behind me. It was like, what the
Oh shit, look behind you quick. No, I'm kidding. I think Cody wins this. I don't want to say easily, but Cody wins this. That's just what it is. I mean, that's just how this storyline is going. I don't agree with it. I don't think he has anything to fight for. I think, you just do it because what they want is 40 or what they want is something different now. I think plans have changed. I think, Roman probably would have lost it if we didn't have what we had with how successful the Bloodline storyline is. Again, what sells? Money, that's what sells. Long story short, Cody not easily, my bad. Cody wins.
Okay.
Because
Courtney?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, because.
No, I'm just saying he needs to win, and it needs to be like, oh shit, okay, what's next? If he just wins easily, it's like, 3 matches. This is a theme. 3 matches with Seth, 3 matches with Brock, 3 matches with this guy until it's Philadelphia. Go ahead.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
And you know what, Courtney? I get exactly what you're saying. Like, Eli Drake has been in pro wrestling longer than Damian Priest. But in the immortal words of our tribal chief, WWE don't give no fucks. Okay? It's how long have you been here? What have you done here? They don't really give a damn what got you in the door. They give a damn about what you're doing here. And Damian Priest has done more in WWE and been there longer than LA Knight.
Yeah.
It's that simple. You're absolutely right, and WWE don't care. But when it comes to this match, it's got to be Cody, right? Like,
hands down.
He
don't
beat
even
Brock.
think twice about it.
He beat Brock clean in the first match. He bloodied Brock Lesnar in the first match.
Yeah.
And then Brock broke his damn arm, and Cody damn near beat him again.
Yeah.
So it's got to be Cody in the rubber match. I mean, I feel like, and Wendy's brought it up, and it drives me nuts. They're putting Cody through the whole hard time scenario right now, like Dusty talked about back before he got the WWE and got polka dots. And you know what? It's like, this dude has had enough hard times. Even his comeback to WWE, he was riding high. The fans were behind him. Everything's going great, and he tears a pec off the bone and has to fight Seth Rollins in Hell in a Cell with an arm dangling.
Yeah,
and then leave. And so, he said it. He wants to finish the story. You can't finish the story when you keep getting caught up in other stories like the Bloodline or Brock either hating, jealous of his spot, thinking the kid doesn't deserve it. Well, when he beat you the first time, you should have known better. And you probably did, which is why you broke his arm. So now is the culmination where you learn. Because you've seen Brock. We all have. We know him. We love him. But he's a little thick-headed. It takes a minute for it to get through his skull. And this next loss, maybe he'll finally understand. Look how many times he went after Roman and failed. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's got to be Cody in this one all day.
Yeah, I think it's hands down.
And then we have a few other little low-key singles matches on this card. 7 matches. Again, feels like a takeover style. That I'll give Tripp some credit for.
Yeah.
But this is it's a long-standing, it's kind of a long boiling rivalry that simmered over at Money in the Bank. Ronda Rousey taking on Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
Who you got in this one, bro?
I mean, again, I think Rousey has stepped up. I think she understands that, this is to put over Baszler. I think that's what this is all about. And I think Rousey, they are friends. We see that. I think she's doing her best. I'm not a hater on Rousey. I think she really is in it for the right reasons. I just think the way she goes about things could be a little bit better. I think the way she does the social media shit, maybe some of the promos that her promos maybe are a little blah, but if you listen to the actual promo, it's legit. It makes sense. There's an ending, there's a beginning, there's a story to the promo. Is it going to hit? No. This is absolutely Rousey's spot to win. We all want Baszler to win. We all want her to win. We think she's going to win. This is exactly what I said, right, Dom? Rousey's doing this for Baszler. But I just know the I don't know the WWE, but I guess I just assume that there's going to be a swerve, and I don't think Rousey's done. What is she going to do? She already did the whole thing with the farming and the Total Divas and taking a break. I think she's back. She wins.
I don't know, man. Maybe she goes back to UFC. That her old division, when you look at it, everyone that could have whipped her ass is gone. Yeah,
but the way she left was embarrassing. I don't know if
it was.
Could do that.
It was, but I still feel like Dana White would welcome her back when he sees those checks from the gate go up.
Yeah.
Because she was extremely popular at UFC. So to get her back would be a huge asset. Yeah. And maybe she's doing, like you said, building Shayna and do it out of obviously the friendship she has with her, but maybe this is like her last thing on the way out the door.
Yeah, I think that's.
And again, I know it's all rumor, it's innuendo, it's speculation, but I got a feeling Shayna's going to take her down. I mean, it's just Ronda has not been the same Ronda in this comeback. Like, she cut better promos before she left. She was better in ring before she left, and it just feels like when you see her now, since she came back, she's not fully invested in what she's doing and maybe who she's doing it with. Like
Ronda.
Yeah,
I think she's invested. I just don't think she can put it out there. I don't know the right word. Justin, help me. She can't. She can't. She's doing exactly what I'm doing. I can't get over. I don't know how to say it, but she can't just. She doesn't connect, I guess, and that's an issue. But I do not see Shayna winning at SummerSlam against Ronda. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Again, I want Shayna to.
I could be wrong too. Yeah. I'm just saying. I feel like maybe this is like Ronda's last hurrah. Maybe she's going to go back to UFC. Maybe she just wants to go home and focus on being a parent, or get back into Hollywood, or do whatever. Like, maybe she's just tired of putting her body through this shit. So she's going to get Shayna over and gracefully bow out and move on to whatever the next phase of her life is.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe she'll get the bug and come back again. We will find out next week at SummerSlam, at least at the beginnings of all this. Yeah. And you're absolutely right, Hobo Clown. Dana and Vince are like cut from the same cloth. If it'll make them money, they're all for, oh, Ronda wants to come back. Sure. Here's your contract. All is forgiven.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that simple. As long as it's going to make him money. Look at Cody at WWE. All the shit he did, all the shit he talked, and then he wanted to come back. And Vince gave him the world. Just come on in, kid. Trips was not in the picture then.
Yeah.
Not even close. He was still recovering from heart problems at the time, and Vince handed him everything.
Yeah.
And Dana will do the same with Ronda Rousey. Straight up.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think so. I got Rousey.
This next match might possibly give Jim Cornette yet another heart attack.
There we go.
The flip-flop fest between Ricochet and Logan Paul. And I'm just gonna say it. Logan Paul is talented.
Yeah.
I hope he loses and loses horribly.
Yeah.
I'm picking Ricochet in this. Any guy he fights, I'm picking the other guy. But Ricochet especially, I love the dude. And, you know, talking about Damian Priest and what he's done on the WWE roster and how long he's been there and everything else. Ricochet been in there even longer.
Yeah.
The man has toiled. Give him a win against Logan Paul because it might mean something. If Logan Paul beats Ricochet, but if Logan Paul beats Ricochet, who fucking cares?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who fucking cares?
I love
You can still click on his highlights
Yeah.
on YouTube and get WWE exactly what they want, and Ricochet can get his win.
Yeah.
And that will at least mean something, because if Logan wins, there's nothing there. It's just, okay, see you later.
Yeah.
You know?
I think the total absolute opposite, Tom. And I love this because we get to go back and forth. I think if Logan wins, it's like, okay, or Logan loses, it's like, okay, well, we expected him to win the Money in the Bank. He didn't.
I didn't.
A majority of us did, Dami.
That's why I'm the champ.
If Logan loses again, it's, in my opinion, it's like, what are we doing? This kid sells. As much as you hate him, as much as I hate him, as much as the co-host of the UW pod, Juicy Keith, as much as we dislike him, he's good at what he does. And I said it before, maybe it's too much of Logan, but I think it's too much of Logan because they needed to sell, so they put him in the match at London in Money in the Bank. And then again, the next pay-per-view is with Logan, or Logan is associated, and SummerSlam's huge. Detroit, first time back in a long time to the stadium. What do? You bring in Logan. As much as, you know, maybe we don't like him and we don't like his opinions and maybe what he did back in the day on social media, Ricochet is just not that guy. And I think Ricochet is the guy for Logan to beat. I mean, what do you do if Ricochet wins? What do you do? Like, what's next? I don't know. Not a title, not US, not IC. That is just not going to happen. It's Logan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, again, I could be wrong.
I want Ricochet, but it's, come on.
Oh, I mean, I do too. I just think it would. I just think if Ricochet wins, it's going to mean a lot more than if Logan does, because at least Ricochet will be there the next week.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what they're telling in the storyline too.
Exactly.
Same old shit. John Cena. We can go back and back. Miz. I mean, Punk did it. I'm here every week. Blah blah blah. That's the that's the story to tell, and that's what they're telling. I just think, if Logan loses, it's like, what are you doing? Like, what's next? I mean, yes, he can take the L, but so can Ricochet. Both can take the L. Who needs it more? We don't know. That's what wrestling is all about.
Are we going to get that AEW moment where it's a time limit draw?
Yeah. Yeah, something.
That would actually surprise me, because WWE never does that. So if that happens at SummerSlam, I will be physically shocked.
Yeah.
But the next match on the card is the triple threat for the WWE Women's Championship. Asuka will be defending against Charlotte and Bianca.
Yep.
So first and foremost, who wins? And then secondly, does Io cash in after?
No, I don't think so. And Asuka wins. This is the first time I think we're going to actually see Bianca like legitimately in a match. I don't know if we've seen that recently, but this is SummerSlam. And what do? You bring in the big guns. Yes, hate on Charlotte as much as you want. It's a cool thing to do, but that's what you need with SummerSlam. That's what you need, for example, with AEW when it's a bunch of mid-carders. You put Baker on the show. That's what you do. That's what they're doing with Charlotte. There's a mysterious kind of what the hell is next for Bianca. Asuka still doing the same old, not same old. She's not what she was when Vince was in charge. We don't know. She's not doing what she was doing back in the day. Let's just say that. Let's be really broad with that. She's more mysterious. She's more evil. It's just we're not getting enough of that. So in order for Asuka to get over, I think she needs to win just because it's not over. I mean, how amazing was that moment when she won? Like, that's a big moment for Asuka. That might be up there in her in her Hall of Fame speech or something like that. Like, that's a big moment to see her win that, because we did not think that was going to happen. I just think it's just we need more. We need more. And Charlotte sells. Bianca, mysterious. What's next for her? Asuka, she can't lose. She can't. I don't know why she would lose. I think what does she have to prove to both of these women she beat? You know,
Right?
It's a good match. It's going to be a great match. That's
Oh,
what
no, it's
you
going to be a
want.
great match.
Yes, Asuka wins, and I'm going to say it right here easily.
Okay.
Maybe a heel tactic to win, but she wins.
I mean, I'm with you. I'm with Courtney. I think Asuka retains. And you know what, Courtney? They are allowing her to be as much of Kana as they will possibly allow in WWE. Because they say they're all about the kids. You know, they got these crazy storylines where, you know, the guy that went to jail and stole somebody else's girlfriend wins the title, but they say they're all about the kids. So they're letting Asuka do as much as they're going to let her do. Now, as far as EO cashing in, I think it's a possibility because, you know, triple threats, there are no rules, no countouts, no disqualifications. These three could end up in a war. A knockdown, drag out, all over Ford Field war.
Yep.
And if Asuka wins, she may win. And I don't know if it's going to be easily. If she takes a beating, this could possibly be the perfect time for EO to kind of come in, you know, give her a couple of quick moves or hit her with the case, cash in, and take that title. And we do have a couple of pay-per-views which are insignificant between SummerSlam and, say, Survivor Series. You know what I mean? Like, oh, don't worry, next week Great Balls of Fire is coming. I don't know for sure. I don't know what the next one is. I'm just saying. We've got like the lower tier pay-per-views for a while. So to have these two go back and forth over that title leading into something like Survivor Series would be fun. Keep those pay-per-views, PLEs, whatever the fuck you want to call them, interesting leading into another big, you know, show like Survivor Series.
Yeah.
So I definitely see Asuka winning. I think there's a good chance that EO cashes in. It just depends on Asuka's condition at the end of this. If it's easily, she's not going to do it. If it's an outright war, like I talked about, then she's going to do it. So it just depends on how the match goes. I'm leaning towards no. Maybe she even pulls like a heist of the century at SummerSlam and in mid-match just runs in with the case and hits a moonsault on somebody, takes the title, runs the fuck out. I could see that happening too, but I'm leaning towards no, she doesn't. But I would love to see those scenarios play out because I love Io. She's amazing. She's absolutely fucking amazing.
And I had the fortunate to, you know, I've been lucky to interview a lot of the top superstars, top wrestlers in the business, and they always talk about the moments. They don't talk about the matches. Yes, Io, that's a big moment to cash in on Asuka. But at the end of the day, put that hat back on, buddy. Is it a good business decision? No. No, it is not. It is not a good business decision to have Io, who we really don't know anything about. If you are a casual fan, obviously, if you're in the chat or you're a podcaster, you know your shit. But it just, no, doesn't make sense. Is it fun? Is it a big moment? Yeah, it's a moment, but you got to look at you got to balance the
See, that's
checks
the thing
there,
with the
buddy.
business hat on. I'm saying it makes a little bit of sense if you want something to carry, if you want a story and a feud to build and carry through these kind of inconsequential pay-per-views between SummerSlam and Survivor Series, because that's really what they are, y'all. They're gonna be they're typically good shows, but like everyone's like, oh, SummerSlam, hell yeah, and then the next pay-per-view comes and you're like, wait, which one is it? Oh, that one, I guess I'll watch.
Yeah.
You get amped up for WrestleMania, for SummerSlam, for that type, for the Royal Rumble, for that type of shit. And then the ones in between, you're like, oh, Extreme Rules is here again. Okay, great. Like you don't really give a fuck. So you need something that's gonna make you want to watch. And these
Io's not that person. Come on, be honest.
She could be.
No,
she really could be.
It could be. You can't say she is.
She's never really been given the opportunity. We didn't know Bianca was going to be the person that she was when she came to WWE.
Come on,
she
you
was
knew that.
No, that woman was a fucking heel all the way through NXT, and then came to WWE, became a face, and everybody was like, "What? What happened to all this girl, snapping and heels?" And all of a sudden, she was she was like the best baby face on the brand.
Yeah,
out of nowhere.
Yeah,
so you got to get the opportunity in order to show whether or not you're that person. I can't say that guy because we're not talking about guys.
Yeah,
but whether or not you're that person, and this would be the opportunity that Io could take leading into pay-per-views that are like, instead of leading into Survivor Series or something. Ask HBK. Exactly. Once he got the opportunity, look what he did with it. People didn't know if he could be that guy. They thought he was good, but he was stuck in a tag team. He was stuck behind somebody else, kind of like Io with Bayley.
Yeah.
And once he popped out, it was like, oh shit.
Keep selling it, Dom. I just don't agree. I think it doesn't make sense. Does not. It's a big moment. Yes, it would be cool to see Io cash in on Asuka and win it, but
Brian, I don't know why. I don't know why they're having the bash on SummerSlam week when July 4th. Yeah, I was on it. I don't know, bro. I don't know. But what I do know is we are going to have a Great American Bash live watch along right here on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. So make sure you tune into both. I don't have an answer for that question, Brian. I wish I did. I love coming up with answers. I do. And I love you, but I got nothing, bro. What I do have is another great match on tap, and that is the Intercontinental title match between Gunther and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, buddy.
Holy shit, this feud escalated so quickly and so beautifully. I am so excited for this match. Like, I loved that your thumbnail was that your title for your stream was all that. I was like, yes, they deserve that and more. I'm not going to do it because you did it, but they deserve that.
Absolutely. This is what's, in my opinion, selling SummerSlam. Yes, I want to see Roman going one-on-one with Jay. I don't really care about Cody. I don't really care about Logan Paul, Shayna, Rousey, Seth, Finn. We've seen it. I mean, the list goes on and on. I think for me, this sells SummerSlam, and what sells more than Gunther winning, going over Drew. Drew is the guy, and we discussed it. I mean, it was a main theme, a main topic of last night's episode, the UW pod. Yes, he deserves it. Yes, he did get his spot at WrestleMania. Yes, it was in the Performance Center, but he got it. As much as people say he needs another moment, he got the moment. It doesn't matter if you're in front of fans. Yes, it's more special for the superstar to be in front of fans, but you work for one thing, Dom. You work to get that title. That's what happened. Went to TNA, went to Glass, went all over. He came back. He was a chosen one. Now he is who he is. He's a badass mofo. This is a huge challenge. Yes, Sheamus was a challenge. Yes, the triple threat was a challenge, but Drew needs to lose. Gunther needs to win, and I don't want to hear the whole honky tonk thing. It doesn't matter if he passes it or not. He is a legitimate WWE superstar, and he's brought prestige back to that title. Does not matter if he passes honky tonk, but it does matter if he beats Drew. This is huge. I got Gunther.
Nice. Yeah, I agree. Gunther has brought that title back to where it belongs. It feels like the best worker in the company is holding the Intercontinental title like it did back in the days of old school wrestling. See why I brought that question?
Boom, theme.
We just keep coming back to that, right? And no matter what you call him, guys, he's amazing. You can call him Gunther, you can call him Walter. I don't give a fuck. Dude is incredible. Drew is tremendous. I know everybody, even Courtney, saying, like, give Drew another title. You know, Drew deserves another title. He's been a 2-time WWE champion now.
Yeah.
You know how many wrestlers, Hall of Fame wrestlers, have never won the WWE title?
A lot.
And Drew's done it twice. Okay, he didn't do it in front of fans, but he still did it.
Yeah, he got the moment that they
he got to carry the company through pandemic. Who else is ever going to get to say they ever did that? Like maybe Moxley in AEW, the end of list. Really? Yeah. I mean, I get what you guys are saying, and I'm not if he wins, it's not like if he wins another title, I'm going to come on here and bash it, but like he won his titles. He did his thing, and now he's over with a crowd and he puts on great matches, and maybe he comes up short, like he did against Roman, like he did against Karrion Kross, like he did against whoever.
Yeah.
But you enjoy those matches, including the triple threat he had with Sheamus and Gunther, in which he technically lost, and that was practically the match of the night. And yes, Ivan, I'm with you. I think this could be match of the night. And I'll go even further. I hope Gunther passes Honky Tonk's record because, as Devin, again, I'm going to quote the Tribal Chief, as he's always said, these records are meant to be broken. Look at the Tribal Chief. 1,000 days and counting, just racing up that list. Gunther is on the heels of the Honky Tonk Man from what? 30, 40 years ago? Let him break the record. He deserves it. He earned it. Let me rephrase that. He earned it. He earned it with his in-ring. He earned it with the way he brought prestige back to that title. He's earned it. Let him break Honky's record. I'm good with that. I'm fine with that. And therefore, I believe Gunther is going to beat Drew McIntyre. Point blank and plain. It's going to be a tremendous match. It's going to be insanely brutal. But at the end of the day, Gunther retains.
Yeah. It's easy.
And if I had any change in my pocket, I'd throw my 2 cents at you. But there it is.
Yeah.
And now we are down to the final 2 matches, what you would probably consider the co-main events. So I guess we'll start with the singles match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, a rematch for Money in the Bank between Seth Rollins and Finn Balor.
Yeah.
My God, I'll be honest, man. When they started doing this again after Money in the Bank, I was like, oh no, we're not gonna run this back, are we? And then as they built and the intensity ratcheted up and all that, I was just like, yeah, we're doing this again, and I'm in. I'm totally in. I know. Maybe there are people, and some of those people might be Finn Balor, that would argue that Damian Priest cost Finn the World Heavyweight title at Money in the Bank. But does that mean that Finn becomes the new World Heavyweight Championship or World Heavyweight Champion at SummerSlam?
I think that would be a very silly decision on booking to have Finn Balor go over on Seth. I mean, this is Seth's title. As much as The Miz had the white icy title and he brought so much prestige, so to say, I don't know.
When Brock was sitting at home, yeah.
we could go back and discuss that. This is Seth all the way. It just doesn't make any sense for Finn to win here. Would it be cool? Would it be another moment? Like I said, moments are huge in wrestling. The moment needs to make sense. And having Finn win at SummerSlam after just not winning, and it's just confusing with Damian. And now is Damian part of this? Is he going to cash in? I think that's why there's a match. I think there wouldn't be a match if Damian didn't win the Money in the Bank. So you put the story together and what makes sense. Finn going one-on-one with Seth again, and maybe something with Priest. I don't know. I just assume that is why this is still going on, because Seth has nothing to prove. Finn can just go back to Judgment Day and do his own thing with Rhea and the whole tension and are they still together. I think this is for Priest. I think this is the moment for Priest to screw Finn. It's going to be at SummerSlam. I think that makes sense. I don't see Seth losing. Finn is not the guy. As much as you can play with the 2016 SummerSlam and blah blah blah. We can go on and on and on.
Right.
No, Seth wins.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with you, TK. I do want to see Finn win and Seth chase, because I am enjoying this whole feud, this whole angle between the two of them so much. Like Finn has come up so many levels since this began.
Yeah.
And he was already pretty damn good. And Seth is amazing. So I don't want to see this end, and it would if Finn loses. I look at it this way though. Yeah, if Damian Priest cost Finn Balor the world title and that vengeance that Devin was talking about earlier, the 7 years of vengeance, what is going to stop him from doing it again? What is going to stop him from walking out or from attempting to cash in, distracting Finn Balor, costing him yet again? I think we're leading up towards possibly Finn Balor getting removed from the Judgment Day.
Which he can win,
and then rolling with his student JD McDonough and starting something else. Like maybe, I think Courtney said, do we get the Balor Club? Maybe we get that back. I don't know. Maybe he reconciles with the Good Brothers and JD or something. Maybe he goes and hugs it out with AJ. I don't know. But it feels like we are still, something in my gut says we're still headed towards Finn Balor being booted out of the Judgment Day.
Yeah, but if he wins or loses, it doesn't matter.
Because when you look at them in the ring together right now, like you see, of course you got Mommy and she's got a title. Now Dom has the North American Championship. Damian Priest, Money in the Bank. Finn Balor, absolutely nothing. And that's supposed to be your leader. Yeah. So I feel as though they're looking at him the way the original members of the Judgment Day looked at Edge. Like, what the fuck do we need you for anymore?
Yeah.
And obviously that worked for them. And I think it could work again. So I'm going to say begrudgingly that Seth retains, because I do want to see this go on. But I don't exactly want to see Seth lose a title that he waited so damn long for and earned.
Exactly.
I'm torn because I love both these guys. Even Brian says, I'll pick Finn in a toss-up. It really is that close.
No, come on. Finn has no chance. Makes no sense.
Brian, I'm like 51% in on Seth Rollins. It's literally like 51-49. It's that fucking close.
No, they want you to think that, and that's what we're thinking. Seth is winning. Doesn't make sense.
I think we just see Finn in this one, Courtney. I mean, Demon has definitely been tarnished a bit after the last couple of matches. Like, he lost his last time out, and then before that, it was Roman Reigns and the weird gimmicks and the top rope breaking out of nowhere. I was kind of mad that you blamed us for Finn Balor losing. That's some bullshit. Thank God Trips is in charge now, because that was some bullshit.
Yeah,
Papa H would never do that to us. Never.
Yeah.
But what he would do is book a WWE Undisputed title match between Jey Uso and Roman Reigns in Tribal Combat.
Yeah,
What the hell does that mean?
I have no clue.
I'm not really sure, folks, but it's going
Yeah.
down. It's for the title. The bloodline has fractured. Not this one. Theirs, not ours. No, we're good. They
Yeah.
fucked up. We're good.
Yeah.
So
Let's hear it.
it's been a great story. I'm sure it will continue past this point. Jay has been, I mean, we know Roman, but Jay has been absolutely phenomenal in this build. I don't know if Jay is the guy to take the title from Roman. Bruce has said on this show for months that Jay is his tribal chief and Jay will dethrone Roman. I don't know if he says that because he means it or because he knows it pisses me off because I want Cody to win it. Maybe it's both.
Doesn't watch the product. Maybe it's both.
It could be a little bit of that too, honestly. Even he'll tell you that. When I look at it, you look at the recent tag team stars that jumped out on their own and won world titles. After when they won those titles, like either they lost them in mere seconds or they had like a so-so title run, got hurt, dropped it, and they were never the same after that. I don't care. You look at Kofi, the win was amazing. The run was amazing until Brock Lesnar showed up. And 6 seconds later, Kofi was never the same. You look at Big E. Great run on his own, won mid-card titles, did all this shit. Won the WWE Championship. Guess what? Here comes Brock again because he hates the New Day. I don't know.
Yeah.
And Big E, well, obviously had some extenuating circumstances, but even before that, wasn't the same.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want that for Jey Uso. I don't know if they do that to Jey Uso, but it's obviously happened a couple of times in recent history. I don't want that shit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to begrudgingly say, for Jey Uso's sake, and I'm sure this will make Devin happy.
Yeah.
Roman retains.
Yeah.
Roman retains. It'll be Solo helping him like every other, title match where somebody gets involved for him to help him keep the damn championship. Used to be Jay, now it's Solo. It'll be Wise Man. Maybe Big Keish will come out. I don't know. It's going to be a great match. It's going to be another brutal Gunther Drew type match with some I can't figure
salt and pepper
with some vendettas behind it, but
good word.
I mean, Roman's going to retain.
Yeah.
And I say that for Jay's sake too. I do miss Big E, and New Day does rock, by the way, Courtney. You will never get an argument on that from me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you look at where Kofi and Big E were, and then afterwards, they were not the same. And I don't want that to happen to Jay. I love Jay. I love the Usos. They're one of my favorite teams of all time.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that happen to main event Jay.
No.
I just don't. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, I think it's just a totally different situation with the New Day, or half of the New Day, winning the titles. I think this is just what Roman Reigns needed. And you can go back and you say Roman beat a lot of really big names: Mysterio, Cena, Lesnar, Goldberg, maybe not a big name, Wyatt, Strowman, the big names, Drew, the big names. But I think this is the tallest task, the biggest task for Roman Reigns. I think if you look at all the champions, I mean, he beat John Cena, I think at the end of the day, this is the toughest task. What are we doing here?
Devin went Sandlot on us. He was like, forever champ.
Yeah.
Forever.
I'll keep it short. Roman wins.
You're fine, dude. You're fine. He just had me laughing in the chat.
No. It's great.
God damn you, tribal chief.
Jay is his biggest task. This is everything for Roman. Roman can't lose. No, there's absolutely no way Roman loses. And it doesn't hurt Jay. Just like Ricochet losing to Logan. It doesn't hurt. Just it doesn't.
No.
They're too
No,
big
no.
of a name. There's so much in Jay right now. If he loses to Roman, that's okay. And again, like I said, he's faced some really good legends. He beat John Cena. Like,
Yeah.
that's it. You know, he never broke. I was always a Roman fan. I just thought Cody should have won. That's it. But
I'm with you.
But sorry, I was answering. Oh, that's not Tribal Chief. Okay, I'm done. Go ahead.
Tribal Chief broke Nick. Yeah, he got a little bit of me too. He just hijacked the whole damn show, but that's why we love him. And you know,
I couldn't concentrate.
regardless of the outcome, Jey Uso is definitely getting a rub from this whole situation because he has looked amazing throughout this whole build to SummerSlam. I'm sure he's going to have a damn good match at SummerSlam, and he actually already pinned Roman in that tag match. So regardless of the outcome, he's going to come out of this looking like maybe one day he could be the Tribal Chief, as Roman said. You never know, but this there will be no shame in a loss if and pretty much when it happens, as you said.
Roman can't lose to Jay.
No,
It can't happen. Jay can lose and be okay. Roman cannot. Yes, he can. Technically, he can. But
and not only that, let's just be real for a second. This is a little bit more of a personal reason. If Jay were to beat Roman, I will never hear the end of it from Bruce. Ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Because he has been saying this from before Cody came back at the Rumble. He has been saying this. When Sammy was going to fight Roman, he was saying Jay's going to take the title. So if it happens, I mean, y'all watch, y'all know, he's never going to let this go. So at this point, I'm a Tribal Chief fan, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just putting it out there. That's my own personal reason. Maybe some of you two in the chat. I don't know.
Yeah.
And yes, we all love Bruce, but Jesus Christ, we don't need that in our lives, man. It'll be MJF part 2. We don't need that. We just don't. But you know what we need to do? We need to wrap this up, folks. We have had a fun night with you. We've laughed. We've cried. Predicted. We've answered questions.
When did we cry?
Okay, maybe we didn't cry. But everything else was absolutely true. You caught me in a lie there. Damn you, low class.
There we go. Let's get the beard back in here. We love you, Bruce.
We love you to death, Brucey. And we love the guys in our live chat and the gals. Thank you so much for showing up. You've been keeping me on my toes tonight. Thank you for blowing this up. And of course, thank you to my main man, Nick, Mr. Universal, low class, whatever you want to call him. You just better call him something nice or we're going to have to fight. Please, Nick.
Go ahead.
Let the people know where they can find you and where they can see you next.
Yeah, buddy. You can find us right here on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. Right here, baby. Twitch, YouTube. I mean, we're on it. Everything. Every platform you can think of, we're on it. Kick. What? Twitch. What? YouTube, Twitter, Facebook.
What?
Maybe Pornhub down the road. We don't know. We'll get with Ritter on that one. And you can find the UW Pod at theuwpod.com. But more importantly, bloodlinenetwork.com I'm not going to say it. Bloodlinenetwork.com. Do it.
We're
going to get copyrighted.
Pleasure. Sorry, I had to do a Tribal Chief. I had to. He left it incomplete.
Yeah.
Thank you so much again, Nikki. And Nick. Sorry. Okay. I don't know what the fuck. I'm hyped. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know by now, you can find us on Facebook, where it all started at Top Rope Wrestling Talk. Come to our public group, invite yourself. You can post and chat along with us all week. Ask questions like Peter did. We'll use them on our show. You can also find us at Top Rope WT on Twitter, where you can find the entire Bloodline Entertainment Network and more. Please hit us up there. Follow us. Have fun. Enjoy wrestling with us. And then, of course, you can find us at the Bloodline's best Instagram handle ever. And that is at top_rope_. _wrestling_talk. And of course, since this is, I'm going to say it again and again and again and again, so you better not get sick of it. Since this is the first ever exclusive Bloodline Network podcast, you can find us right here wherever you find the Bloodline Entertainment Network. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, the Tiki-Taki. You can even find us on YouTube at the Bloodline ENT. You can go to our sexy, beautiful, brilliant, Target-sized website and find everything on sports, entertainment, anime, podcasting. The list goes on and on and on. And that is the bloodlinenetwork.com. If you go to the bloodlinenetwork.com /merch, guess what? We got freaking merch. It is like 106 degrees outside. So if you're on the beach, you best get your ass off that hot ass sand and get you a Bloodline beach towel, so you can roll like a lion. But we have onesies. We have t-shirts for men, women, children. We have magnets. We got beach towels. The list goes on and on and on. The bloodlinenetwork.com /merch. And I'm going to steal it again, Devin. For your pleasure.
Copyright.
And as far as all of our other links.
Thanks, Courtney.
Thank you so much, Courtney. We love you. Have a great weekend. Again, #Team Sycho all day. If you look in the description of this show, whether it be on audio or right here, right now, you will see all the links I talked about, the links to our audio podcast platforms on Spreaker. Click those, find your favorite platforms, follow us, rate us, give us a review, do all that good shit, and help us complete this worldwide takeover Bloodline style. And that's all we have for this week. So for my low-class brother, this is your friendly neighborhood psycho saying enjoy wrestling. If it's not your cup of tea, let somebody else drink it. And catch at least Grandma and I back here next week doing our top 5 favorite SummerSlams of all time.
Nice.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. I got a great list. Wendy's putting one together. We're going to break it down, give you the cards. Just have fun with it. So, until then, boys and girls, stay safe out there. Have a great weekend, and we will catch you next Friday. Deuces, bitches!
Think about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.